Well, Nathan Guy, welcome to the Forum for the Future of Agriculture. You are the Minister for Primary Industries in New Zealand. You've just spoken to the Forum. What was it that you said to the Forum here today?
What I said is that New Zealand signed up to the STG and we're going to play our part. We realise that quite a few of those initiatives are challenging, but our farmers are up to it. They realise that they want to produce a quality product that goes around the world. They want to play their part in feeding the world. But of course we've all got some challenges, whether it's environmental or climate change. And my key message today was that farmers need to be at the centre, because it's pointless piling on regulation on top of farmers because they just push back and they say, no, we've had enough and we can't deliver. So you've got to bring farmers with you on the journey. And in my view, consumers are demanding more of farmers. Consumers are more connected than they ever have been because of smartphones and the like. And they want to know where their food is produced, that it's ethically produced, that it's sustainable, focus on animal welfare and their environmental considerations. So all of those things are playing out on the forum today. And my key message is, yes, everyone's up for the challenge, but we shouldn't forget our farmers, because unless we bring them along on the journey, we're not going to get the solutions that we all want.
So you had your hat on as a farmer yourself, as well as talking from a ministerial and a policy-making point of view. The pressure on farmers increases every year, doesn't it, really? But, I guess one of the key questions that we've debated is agriculture part of the problem or is it part of the solution? How far do you think we've got to providing concrete answers to that question?
Well, this forum has given everyone an opportunity over the last 10 years to really roll their sleeves up and get involved in some of the detail. Now we're looking at the next 10 years and how can we, do more in this space. In my view, farmers are part of the solution, because we're not going to be able to feed the world population that's going to go to 9 billion by 2050. We're going to need to produce a lot more food sustainably, and therein lies the challenge. The way that we can address those challenges, in my view, is with science and innovation. New Zealand's got some great initiatives where farmers and industry come and partner with the government to provide those ultimate solutions. So I reckon that farmers around the world are up for it, but it's going to be challenging.
New Zealand has had its green reputation put slightly into the spotlight. You shared a platform also with Brazil, who don't necessarily have that green pedestal at all. And a lot, you just mentioned innovation and science. There was an awful lot of chat about how much gas your cattle emit in New Zealand and how you can reuse it. But I think you talked about the fact that research could solve some of those problems.
Yes, that's right. We've set up the Global Research Alliance, and now we've got 47 countries that are involved in that, 15 here from the European Union. And that's all about investing in science and research, particularly with biological emissions for livestock. And we are leading the world, and hopefully we'll get a breakthrough in the next 5+ years, fingers and toes crossed, that will help to reduce methane emissions from livestock. That'll be something like a vaccine or a bolus, or even up here in the European Union, something that's more specific about a feed additive. Or in time you might be able to breed from cattle that produce less methane emissions. So these are some of the exciting initiatives, but our profile's a bit different to the rest of the world, so we've got more challenges to address. But in saying that, we're a very small emitter in the world stage, but it just so happens we've got more livestock than other countries, so our profile's a bit different.
Time for action, time for solutions is really the theme, having had this conference now for a decade. What would be the one word that you would give to talk about what needs to happen next to solve this? We hear about innovation, we hear about collaboration, we hear about the time for change. What do you think is the most important focus for all of the players that are here today now?
Well, I wear two hats. I'm a farmer and I'm a policy maker. And actually both of those go hand in hand. And you won't get the solutions unless we have farmers on board, realise that they need to make changes, and ultimately getting them involved in the regulations so they can see the outcomes. And actually the solutions will be producing a ethically sustainable product and taking it to the market and feeding the world, and farmers will do that, but they don't want to be hamstrung by a whole lot of regulations that are actually going to stifle innovation, and therein lies the challenge.
Well, there's two hats. I hope it doesn't give you a headache, but Nathan Guy, thank you very much for joining us here today, and enjoy the rest of the forum.
Thanks for having me.